How's it going, everyone? Everyone that's in this break number two, or break number one, sorry. It's our new case of series two. We're also going to add a holiday box to this. So I'm just going to tag everyone that's in the break, and then we can get started on this. If you're in part two is going to be done later this evening. So this is part one of this break. We will be doing part two later this evening. Part three is going live on the group at 5 o'clock. So it's already been posted. It's already been scheduled. So at 5 o'clock in the group will be part three, which would be the last four boxes of this case. So that will be at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern. So that will be coming in soon, in about 30 minutes. Thanks again, guys, for your patience on this. I've been, I guess, running a cold, or something, or some sort of bug for the past couple days. So I've been kind of out of it. Just really starting getting back into the swing of things today. So that's what's happening right now. So my voice might be a bit off. I might start coughing a little bit. I am using cough drops right now. So hopefully that won't be the case. So I'm just gonna finish tagging everyone in the break, and then we can run the random for the Islanders in this break. Sorry, one sec, guys. Just make sure I got everyone that's in here. That's it. If sound and picture are good, let me know. Let me know if sound and picture are good while I'm making sure I got everyone tagged. I see Richard liked the post, so it looks like sound and picture are good. Just gonna double check to make sure I didn't miss any spots. If you did get 3 teams or more, you did get double the spots. So just gonna double check here and make sure that I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. I went over it myself a couple times, so yeah, I think we are good to go. Like I said, part 3 of this. Part 2 is already full. The last Jason Chassis got the last mini spot, so that will be full. We'll run the random for the final mini on part 2 right after this break. Part 2 will probably break around 7:30, I want to say 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And then part 3 will go this weekend unless it gets filled up really fast. So that's how we're going to do it. All right. So here is our case. As I take the camera out, sealed case of Series 2. This has jumped in price. I'm sure you've heard it from other breakers, other hobby stores, that prices have jumped. I was able to get this in a little bit of a higher price, but not too high. But now if I get another case, it'll be really high. So not sure if we're going to do that. I also got 3 boxes of these. We're going to separate these into our into our 5 boxes as well. So in this video, we'll separate all 15 boxes into 3 different breaks. 190 in stores. Yep, that's what I heard. Ridiculous. Crazy. 190 in stores. Yeah, I had to pay an extra 120 for this case, for the second one. So I bumped up the price a little bit, just a little bit, not much. All right, I shouldn't talk too much because then I might have a hard time speaking at all. All right, we're gonna switch screens to our random. So I'm just gonna get to this one. There we go. So let's just make sure we got our screens here. I had a bit of an issue over in a different group about the screens not showing up, the dice not showing up. So I'm just going to double check to make sure that everything is good on my end. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's the dice roller. Okay, perfect. All right, here are our teams. So on our left-hand side, we got Richard with the Anaheim Ducks, Greg with the Boston Bruins, Nidhan with Buffalo Sabres, Jason Heflin with the Calgary Flames, Human with the Carolina Hurricanes, Jason Heflin with the Chicago Blackhawks, Rylan Taves with the Colorado Avalanche, Nick Stedman with the Jackets and the Stars, Jason Kellogg with the Detroit Red Wings, Human with the Edmonton Oilers, Koltov with the Florida Panthers, Greg with the LA Kings, Andrew Kemp with the Minnesota Wild, Rylan with the Canadiens and the Predators, Nick Stedman with the New Jersey Devils, Islanders are free, Sartaj with the New York Rangers, Nick's got the Ottawa Senators, Jason Barbosa got the Philadelphia Flyers, Ryland's got the Pittsburgh Penguins, Richard's got the San Jose Sharks, Nick with the Kraken, Koltov with the Blues, Barbosa's got the Lightning, Andrew Kemp with the Leafs, Richard with the Utah Mammoth, Ryland with the Canucks and the Knights, Human with the Capitals, and Greg with the Jets. So we're just going to copy this list and put it into our list randomizer. Make sure we take out the New York Islanders. All right, back to our list. 3 teams or more. We got Richard with 3 teams, Anaheim Ducks, Sharks, and Utah. Greg's got 3 teams with the Bruins, Kings, and Jets. Human's got 3 teams with the Carolina Hurricanes, Edmonton Oilers, Washington Capitals. Nick's got 5 teams, Jackets, Stars, Devils, Senators, and Kraken. And Ryland's got 6 teams. We got the Avs, the Habs, the Preds, the Penguins, the Canucks, and the Knights. So we're going to copy that. We'll put that at the bottom of the list. There we go. So we got Ryland with 6 teams on the bottom, and so on. Nick with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Human with 3. Greg with 3, and Richard with 3. And then we go to our regular list there. All right, there we go. There is our entire list. Let's go to the dice roll. 2 dice, 5 or more. 3 and 2. That's 5 times. We're going to run this list 5 times. Here we go. Team on top will get the Islanders for this first half, or this first part. Here we go. 1. We got 51 items in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. There we go. 4 times. The dice does say 5. So here we go. 5th and final time. Good luck. Team on top is Rylan with the Vancouver Canucks. So Rylan gets the New York Islanders. Going to write that down here. So Rylan, congratulations. Good luck to you. Just going to copy this and paste it into our, we'll get out of this screen here. We'll hide that. All right, just going to copy and paste that into our comments and pin it. There we go. And we're going to put that also in the, we'll tab it also in our, in the post as well. For part 1. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, I'm just going to print this list and then we will get started on this break. File prints. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to print the list. All right. There is our list for part 1. So the only change there, of course, is the New York Islanders going to Rylan. All right. So let's open this up and decide which 4 boxes we're going to go with part 1. All right, there is our sealed case right there. All sealed up. All right, there is our Series 2. There we go. Empty box. All right. So obviously we got 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. There's a backwards one right there. I will just flip that over. There we go. All right. We're going to roll a dice. We got our Team Rocket dice right here. So obviously it's 6-sided. So we're going to roll this. If we get a 1 or a 2, we'll go. This will be part 1. And then this will be part 2, part 3. If we roll a 3 or a 4, this will be part 1. This will be part 2. This will be part 3. If we roll a 5 or a 6, this will be part 1. This will be part 2. This will be part 3. All right, here we go. I'll roll it on top here. It is a 3. So then we're doing this as part 1. This will be part 2, and this will be part 3. So I'm just going to write that down. Can find my Sharpie here. All right. So we rolled a 3, which means it's this one. So this will be part 1. This will be part 2. And this will be part 3. There we go. We have our parts all down. So we'll move this one away. That is part 2. This is part 3. So move these. Part 2 will go later on tonight. Part 3 most likely tomorrow. There's a 3 boxes here as well. We're going to use the same dice roll. So we rolled a 3. So this will be 1. This will be 2. And that will be 3. So there we go. So we'll move that out of the way. There we go. All right. We have our 5 boxes. All right. Just going to move that over to the side. We got the camera in the corner just to show that everything is there. And let's get started. Good luck. Good luck for everyone in part 1. Like I said, part 3 will be up in about 13 minutes. It's already auto posted. So as soon as the clock turns to the top of the hour, the post will go live. But here we go. Box number 1. Actually, let's do we'll save the hobbies for now. As you can see, they're in the bottom here. We'll do the holiday first. Get the holiday out of the way. All right. Good luck. Just gonna rip them all first, and then we'll go through each card or all the cards. For those of you who don't know about these holiday ones, these are green foiled cards. Even the base are green foiled. They also have the special holiday dazzlers. So really, we're just going for the holiday dazzlers and the green foiled young guns. Usually 1 young gun for one of these boxes. Sometimes 2, sometimes none. All right. All right, good luck. All right, so of course you got your inserts. Stuart Skinner for the Oilers. Zach Hyman also for the Oilers. There we go. We got for our first holiday dazzler. Sidney Crosby for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Nice hit for Pittsburgh. Rylan. Did you get this in the other one? I can't remember. I think you did, didn't you? I could be wrong. It sounds familiar that I said that. Sebastian Aho for Carolina. Nazem Kadri for the Flames. Austin Matthew for the Leafs. Connor McDavid for the Oilers. Dylan Larkin for the Red Wings. Joey Decord for the Kraken. Timo Meier for the Devils. Brady Tkachuk for the Sens. Oh, looks like we're not getting a young gun in this one. Sorry, guys. Matty Beniers for the Seattle Kraken. We did get a Dazzler, so there's that. But no green foiled young gun on that one. All right, let's start with our first hobby box. Here we go. This is number 1. All right, here we go. We got Zev Buyam for the Minnesota Wild. Portraits. Young Gun Canvas. Nice hit for Washington. Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. And Stuart Skinner for the Oilers. Kiefer Sherwood for the Canucks. Connor McMichael also for Canucks. And a Braden Coots. Young Guns for the Vancouver Canucks. We got a Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers. Leo Carlson for the Anaheim Ducks. And a Sidney Crosby for the Penguins. Cole Caulfield for the Montreal Canadiens. And we got a Kirill Kudryavtsev, Young Guns for the Vancouver Canucks. One second here, guys. Just want to make sure. Oh, there it is. All right. Philip Forsberg for the Nashville Predators. Hey, Sammy. What's going on? Part 2 is filled. So we got that going. Part 3 will be coming up soon. Sam Rinzel. Fluorescence for the Chicago Blackhawks. Spencer Knight also for the Blackhawks. Evan Bouchard for the Oilers. So part 2 will be breaking later on tonight, probably around 7:38. Part 3, if we get it filled, could break tonight. If not, it will break tomorrow or Sunday, depending on when it fills. Carter Mazur for the Detroit Red Wings. We got Brady Tkachuk Boomtown for the Ottawa Senators. And then Daniil Yurov for the Minnesota Wild. Nice hit for Minnesota. Pop count 1,000 going to the Nashville Predators. Matthew Wood. Nice hit for Nashville. It's Rylan. Alex DeBrincat for the Red Wings. Ivan Demidov. Portraits for the Habs. Oh, because I got to feed my kids. That's why. That's why it's a bit late. And my wife is working, so I got to wait for her too. Leon Draisaitl of Edmonton Oilers, Thomas Hartley for the Dallas Stars, and the wrong Islander, Tristan Lennox, going to Ryland. Right now, my kids are upstairs, just doing their thing with my dog. So if I do hear them needing my help, I may have to step away. That's why I'm going to do the second break later on. So when my wife comes back from work, at least someone's watching them. I told them to bug me if they ever needed me. So if you hear my kids come in, then you know why. Vincent Trocheck, Dazzlers for the New York Rangers. Stuart Skinner for the Edmonton Oilers. Zane Parekh, Slaps for the Calgary Flames. Drake Batherson for the Ottawa Senators. Jacob Markstrom for the New Jersey Devils. And a Jack Williams, Young Guns for Columbus. Yeah, like Chewie attacked you. Yes. I can sometimes hear my daughter yelling like Chewie, and I'm like, oh God, what's going on up there? Right now, nothing so far. Barkov for the Florida Panthers, Dylan Strome for the Washington Capitals, and a Kirby Dach. Outburst for Montreal, and last pack of box number 1, or box number 2, I guess, of the 5-box break. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators, Linus Ullmark for the Ottawa Senators, and a Max Shabunov, Young Guns for the New York Islanders. So we hit 2 Islander Young Guns. Unfortunately, not the one we're looking for. All right, just going to sleeve and top load these ones, and then we will move on to our next box. Not a bad box if you're looking at how many Young Guns we got. We got, I guess, 7 if you include the canvas. All right, moving on to box number 2. All right, box number 2. Oops, so I hit the camera. Box number 2 of part 1. Evan Bouchard for the Oilers, Anthony Stolarz for the Leafs, and Ty Mueller for the Vancouver Canucks. Canucks hitting all of their Young Guns already. Patrick Laine for the Montreal Canadiens, Philip Deneau for the Kings, Outburst, and Marco Kasper for the Red Wings. Valerie Nikushin for the Colorado Avalanche, Malkin for the Penguins. That was a canvas. And we got a Devlin Kaplan for the Philadelphia Flyers, Young Guns. We got a deluxe out of 250, 190 out of 250 for the Colorado Avalanche, Ross Colton. Ross Colton out of 250. Brad Marchand for the Florida Panthers, and a Martin Pospisil for the Calgary Flames. Jack Hughes for the New Jersey Devils. Matthew Schaefer going to Ryland. UD Portraits for the New York Islanders. Excuse me. And Wyatt Ahmad going to the Colorado Avalanche. Moritz Seider, Dazzlers for the Detroit Red Wings. Yanni Neiman, Encore for Seattle Kraken. JT Miller for the Rangers. Jordan Greenway, all right, for the Buffalo Sabres. We got Nate McKinnon for the Colorado Avalanche and a Isaac Howard, Young Guns for the Edmonton Oilers. We got a black and white canvas going to Montreal, Mike Matheson. Thatcher Demko for the Canucks. Dylan Guenther for the Utah Mammoth. Matvey Michkov for the Philadelphia Flyers. William Eklund for the San Jose Sharks. And a Joel Nightstrom, Young Guns for the Carolina Hurricanes. Matthew Schaefer, or Speckled Slaps. I'll sleeve that one up. That is going to the New York Islanders, going to Ryland. Also going to Ryland, Young Gun canvas of Ben Kindle. Ben Kindle for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and a Quinn Hughes for the Canucks. No, what do you mean? Tage Thompson for the Sabres. We got Victor Hedman for the Lightning and a Brady Martin, Young Guns for Nashville. All right, last pack. Linus Ullmark for the Ottawa Senators, Roman Josi for the Nashville Predators, and a Connor McDavid, Portraits for Edmonton. All right, that was box number 2. Sleeve and top load these ones, and then we move on to box number 3. Oh, no, it's just just one of those things. I guess the canvas, or you see those, they use the weird pictures and stuff. I just didn't expect it. That's all. And I don't even know what the name of that costume would be. So, all right, this is our third box of the Series 2 hobby, but our 4th box of the break. Our part 3 should be live now. It's 5:04 on my end, so it should be live in the group. Mark Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights, Linus Allmark for the Ottawa Senators, and Daniil Yurov, Young Guns for the Minnesota Wild. Robert Thomas for the St. Louis Blues, Dylan Holloway also for the Blues, and a Boone Jenner outburst for Columbus. Elias Pettersson for the Canucks, Morgan Riley for the Leafs, and Alex Sandin Pellikka for the Detroit Red Wings. Owen Tippett for the Philadelphia Flyers, Blue Encore. Also for the Flyers, Matvey Michkov, Mark Scheifele for the Jets. Alexander Barkov for the Florida Panthers. Just going to fix my base here. Pavel Dorofeyev for the Vegas Golden Knights, and a Hunter Bustevich, Young Guns for Calgary. Evan Rodriguez for the Florida Panthers, Darcy Kemper for the Kings, Colton Parayko for the Blues. Tom Wilson for the Caps, the Columbus Blue Jackets. If you know, you know. And we have a random between San Jose and the New York Islanders, Matthew Schaefer and Michael Misa. So Islanders is Rylan Taves. San Jose is Richard. So we'll do a dice roll at the end of this break for this one, unless we happen to get two. Black and white Jacob Middleton for the Wild, Jordan Binnington for the Blues, and a Dougie Hamilton for the Devils. Ooh, we got a green fluorescence. Oh, come on. Be someone big. That'd be nice. I'm gonna hold that. Brian Rust for the Penguins, Ryan Hartman for the Wild, Brady Martin, Young Guns for the Nashville Predators. And who is this green fluorescence? This is out of 15, I believe. Going to the new Tampa Bay Lightning. We have a green fluorescence of Dylan Duke. 10 out of 15. Dylan Duke. Jason Barbosa with the Tampa Bay Lightning. The first case I had a green fluorescence. Now we got this one. Wish it was a bigger player. That would have been huge. Tom Wilson speckled for the Washington Capitals, Vasilevsky for the Lightning, Hellebuck for the Jets. Genther for the Utah Mammoth, Brent Clark for the LA Kings, and a Ville Odavainen for the Seattle Kraken. All right, last pack. We have one more box after this for part one. Jack Hughes for the New Jersey Devils, Dylan Holloway for the Blues, and Elaine Hudson for the Montreal Canadiens. All right, one more box to go. Just going to sleeve and top load these. Have to crack open another pack of top loaders, and then we can go on to our last box of part one. Actually, we'll take that. Oops. Okay, last box of part 1. Here it is. There's the number 1. Just going to move this base. All right, here we go. Good luck. Is Schaefer in this box? We will find out. All right, Jack Hughes for the New Jersey Devils. Evan Rodriguez for the Florida Panthers. There it is, Matthew Schaefer. Hopefully 1 out of 2. So there you go, Matthew Schaefer for the New York Islanders, going to Rylan. There you go. Congrats. All right, Warren Fogle for the LA Kings, Tom Wilson for the Washington Capitals, Matthew Nyes for the Leafs. Vincent Trocheck for the New York Rangers, Vasilevsky for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and a Zakhar Bardakov. Zahar Bardakov. That's going to Colorado. Sam Dickinson for the San Jose Sharks. Young Gun Canvas for the Calgary Flames, Matvei Gradin. And we got Warren Fogle for the LA Kings. Ooh, not bad. Wow, nice box. Young Gun Clear Cut going to the San Jose Sharks. Sam Dickinson. Richard, nice hit. Nice hit. I mean, it's not Misa, but Dickinson's pretty good too with the San Jose Sharks. Excuse me. There you go, Richard. Nice hit. Very nice. Wow, who are we going to take off? Okay, going to have to take that off. Nice case. We got a green nice case. Nice first half. Green fluorescence. We got a Young Gun check, or not. Yeah, we do have a gun checklist. Young Gun Clear Cut. Matthew Schaefer. Ooh, wow. Wow. We hit a high gloss Young Gun. And probably one of the ones you do want to get too. Going to the Utah Mammoth, Richard. 2 out of 10. Young Gun high gloss of Tusky. Hey, now we'll take that. Nice hit. It's a mascot. Oh God, why can I not put it in? There we go. There we go. 2 out of 10. Well, I guess there goes the chances of hitting a high gloss Schaefer in the other boxes. But there you go. We got a Young Gun high gloss of Tusky. I think this is the first time I ever pulled a Young Gun high gloss. There you go. Richard, congrats. Wow. Dang. Okay. Crazy. Wow. Wow. Okay. I did not expect that. All right. Oh, we're going to go back here. Matt Duchene for the Stars, Sam Dickinson for the San Jose Sharks, Charlie Edward Dastus for the Lightning. High gloss of Tusky, hey? Matthew Barzal for the New York Islanders. Frank Vetrano for the Ducks. Tom Wilson for the Caps. All right. We got Igor Shesterkin for the Rangers. David Pastrnak for the Bruins. Wow, not bad. Why not? Teammates of Schaefer and Gatcomb for the New York Islanders. Because why not? Jeez. This last box was crazy. All right. Linus Allmark for the Ottawa Senators. Brady Tkachuk also for the Senators. John Carlson for the Caps. Should break early more often. Some big cards already. All right. Barclay Goodrow for the San Jose Sharks. Valerie Nikushin for the Avs. And a Noah Laba. Young Guns for the Red Wings. Sorry, we also got this. Sidney Crosby for the Pens. Cale Makar for the Avs. Brady Tkachuk for Ottawa Senators. Kirill Marchenko for the Jackets. Cole Perfetti for the Jets. And last pack of the break, part 1. We got Alexander Nikishin for the Carolina Hurricanes. Michael Backlund for the Caps. Or sorry, for the Flames. And a Colton Ellis for the Buffalo Sabres. All right, there we go. Wow. Eventful part 1. That's for sure. All right, we'll sleeve these ones up, and then we will run the random for this. Although I think both Rylan and Richard are happy with their hits. Part 2, I'll run that final mini, and then we will run that later on this evening around 7:30, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Part 3 is up. So I'll take a look at that. If you guys can fill that one up, that'd be great. And then that'll be the last third of the Series 2 case that we just opened up. All right, there we go. Yeah, no kidding. All right, we're gonna run the random for this one between the Islanders and the Sharks. So that's between Rylan and Richard. So we won't use the Team Rocket die. We'll use this one. 1, 2, or 3. We'll go to the Islanders. 4, 5, or 6. We'll go with the Sharks. All right. Good luck. Here we go. 1. This one's going to the Islanders. All right, guys. That was part number 1. Part number 2, we will run later on this evening. I will go ahead and make sure all payments are in for that final mini, and then we will run that as well. And then we can at least have that all set up, ready to go. Our highlights for part 1, of course, we got a Schaefer Young Gun. This one's going to go to Rylan. Also getting the teammates of Schaefer and Gatcomb. We got a Young Gun clear cut of Sam Dickinson going to Richard in the San Jose Sharks. We got a fluorescence of Dylan Duke, green fluorescence, 11 out of 15. Or sorry, 10 out of 15. That is going to Utah. Richard again. Or sorry, Islanders. I mean, sorry, Utah. I'm looking at this already. Tampa Bay. That's going to Jason Barbosa. This one is going to Richard. Young Gun, high gloss, 2 of 10, Tusky. Going to Richard. There you go, guys. All right, guys, go check out part 3, fill that one up. There's a decent possibility that we'll have a second Schaefer. We just don't know if it'll be in part 2 or part 3. So let's fill those up and we'll see what happens. So far, it's a pretty good case. So hopefully it will continue. All right, guys, I will see you later on this evening for part number 2. All right, peace.